Have you ever been just sitting there, scrolling through your phone, and you see one of those headlines that makes your heart just drop? You know the ones. Big, flashing red letters. Words like Nikki is dying or Melody Thomas Scott is leaving. It feels like a punch in the gut, doesn't it? If you've been watching The Young and the Restless for any amount of time, you know that Nikki Newman isn't just a character. She is the foundation of the whole show. She is the queen of the ranch. And the idea of her facing a life-or-death situation this June feels incredibly personal, almost like we're about to lose a member of our own family. But before we all start reaching for the tissues and assuming the worst, we really need to look at what is actually happening on our screens. We have to ask ourselves, is this truly the end of an era, or is it just the most intense cliffhanger we've seen in years? The funny thing is, the warning signs have been right in front of us for weeks now. It's almost frustrating how everyone in Genoa City has been ignoring them. We've seen Nikki dealing with these brutal, nonstop headaches, and at first, she just brushed them off as stress. And honestly, can you even blame her? Just think about what this woman has been through lately. She was kidnapped. She was literally poisoned with alcohol by that nightmare, Aunt Jordan. She has been fighting for her sobriety every single day, while the whole world watches her every move. If I were Nikki, I'd probably think a headache was just the price of admission for living in Genoa City, too. But things have taken a really scary turn. The reports for the week of June 8th through the 12th showed a new symptom popping up, and this one was a real game changer. Her vision. When your eyes start acting up and you're already having excruciating migraines, you know it's not just stress or a simple MS flare-up anymore. Yet, even with her eyesight getting worse, Nikki was still trying to play it cool. She told Victoria that maybe it was just her MS acting up, but Victoria wasn't buying it for a second. And let's be real, neither were we. Why do we do that? Why do we try to hide our pain from the people who love us most? For Nikki, I really think it's a pride thing. She has spent her whole life being the strong one. She has survived everything the writers have thrown at her for 45 years. To admit she's sick feels like admitting she's vulnerable. And in the Newman family, vulnerability is a dangerous thing that can be used against you. You can see the panic in Victoria's eyes because to her, Nikki isn't just mom. She is the person who always has the answers. If Nikki is broken, then Victoria's whole world is off balance. It's that classic fear we all have, right? That moment you realize your parents aren't invincible and that they might actually need you more than you need them. Things got even more complicated when Victoria finally confides in Claire. She tells her daughter about the worsening health crisis, and it puts them in such a tough spot. Nikki had been putting this off for way too long, ignoring the blurred vision and the severity of those headaches, but she finally agreed to see a doctor. Here is where the drama really hits the fan, though. Nikki makes Victoria promise not to tell Victor. She doesn't want him coming back to her just because she's sick or out of pity. In my opinion, this is a huge mistake. I get that she wants to save her marriage on her own terms, but keeping her husband in the dark about a potentially life-threatening brain condition is a dangerous risk. It could backfire spectacularly. Claire actually tries to show Victoria a different perspective based on family loyalty, but Victoria knows that if this diagnosis is serious, silence is only going to create a massive explosion later. What would you do if you were Victoria? Would you keep your mother's secret or tell your father so he can actually help? Now, we have to talk about Victor. The man is a lion, right? He's used to being able to fix everything with a single phone call or a massive checkbook. But you can't sue a brain tumor, and you can't intimidate a medical diagnosis. You can see the fear starting to crack through his mustache exterior, and it's making him act incredibly controlling again. He's demanding that Nikki drop Jack Abbott as a friend. A lot of people are asking, is it just jealousy? Personally, I don't think so. I think it's a displacement of his fear. He can't control what is happening inside Nikki's head, so he tries to control who she talks to instead. It's a classic move for someone who feels totally helpless. He's trying to build a wall around her to keep her safe, but he's actually just isolating her when she needs support the most. Do you agree with him? Part of me gets it because he just wants his wife back, but the other part of me thinks he's being incredibly selfish by making her health crisis all about his rivalry with Jack. Then came the big day. Monday, June 22nd. This is when Nikki's diagnosis turned her world upside down. She got the news, and her reaction was pure horror. She was actually caught on camera saying, "This cannot be happening." The doctors found a mass pressing on her optic nerve, a life-threatening diagnosis that requires immediate attention. This is the moment where everything changes. She has to face the fact that time might be running out, and her doctor wants to work fast. The word ASAP is being thrown around, which usually means surgery or a major intervention is happening very soon. It's heartbreaking to watch because Nikki has so much on her plate right now. Her son Nick is battling a fentanyl addiction and nearly died from an overdose. It was so easy for her to just blame her headaches on that stress. She thought it was just tension, but now she's looking at a dire condition that she's never faced before. I want to point out something really interesting about the acting here. Melody Thomas Scott actually said she's never played a character with this specific diagnosis before. She spent way more time than usual doing research and prepping for this because she wanted her portrayal to be as authentic as possible. To me, that says this isn't just some throwaway plot. The writers are giving her the heavy lifting material that award voters love. Think about it, a life-threatening illness, a crumbling marriage, a son in a spiral, and a secret diagnosis. It is the perfect storm for an award-winning performance. And let's be honest, after she was snubbed for her relapse scenes, she deserves that trophy. But for us fans, it's not about the awards. It's about the woman we've been watching for 45 years. We want her to be okay. We want to see her and Victor back together on that couch at the ranch, bickering over business deals while they sip tea. We need that stability back because when Nikki's health is in chaos, the whole show feels chaotic. Speaking of Victor and Nikki, the head writer, Josh Griffith, teased that this diagnosis is going to test their marriage like never before. But the silver lining is that it also has the potential to bring them back together. Victor is going to find out eventually that the illness is very serious, and it's going to completely change his outlook. He's going to have to drop the corporate wars and the grudges to face the future with her. Both Melody and Eric Braeden say they savor the opportunity to play the not-so-happy times in the marriage, and we are definitely getting that right now. It's going to be a very frightening period for Nikki, and we're all going to be dying for this to be the catalyst that turns Victor back toward her. Can you imagine a more emotional reunion than Victor realizing he might actually lose his darling Nikki for good? It shakes him to his core because at the end of the day, she is the only one who truly understands him. But we have to address the elephant in the room. Those confirmed exit rumors. You've probably seen the videos with the big red letters saying she's gone this June. But let's look at the facts for a second. Melody Thomas Scott just hit her 45th anniversary on the show, and there's that huge announcement about her getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2026. She literally said that star was the only thing she ever wanted in her career. Does it make sense to you that she would walk away from the show right as she's being honored as its greatest legend? To me, it feels like a bit of a stretch. I think what we're seeing is a clever mix of real-life events and on-screen drama. Melody has a big charity gala coming up in August, and soap actors take little breaks all the time for personal projects. Giving Nikki a dire diagnosis in June gives Melody the perfect excuse to be off camera for a few weeks while she's out doing good in the real world. The show is framing it as a permanent goodbye to keep us glued to our seats. And honestly, it's working. I'm worried, but I also think we need to keep our heads. Nikki Newman has survived worse than a June cliffhanger. While all this is going on, we can't forget the rest of the family because the ripple effects are everywhere. Nick Newman is facing a major relapse during these tough weeks. He's struggling with his own addiction drama, and you have to wonder, how is he going to handle finding out his mother might be dying? He's already on the edge, and this could be the thing that pushes him over. Even Adam seems genuinely worried, which is how you know it's serious. When the black sheep of the family puts aside the grudges to show some concern, you know the situation is dire. It's like the Newmans are circling the wagons, but they don't even know what they're fighting yet. They're preparing for a war against an invisible enemy. And then there's the wild card, Matt Clark. He's back. He's working for Victor, but he's feeling more and more guilty about the lies he's telling. Victor is using him to go after people's reputations, but Matt is struggling with his moral compass. The really interesting twist? Matt asks Phyllis Summers out on a date. Could a romance be on the horizon for those two? Phyllis is also busy stumbling onto explosive information and dangerous intel that could expose Victor's secret agenda. She knows right away that this information gives her power, and we all know Phyllis loves leverage. If she finds out about Nikki's health before Victor does, you can bet she'll find a way to use it professionally or personally. It's classic Phyllis, turning someone else's tragedy into her next big power move. As for the medical side of things, we've got a bit of a dream team forming. Nate Hastings is joining the medical team to help with Nikki's difficult brain condition. This could be a massive redemption arc for Nate. Imagine him being the hero who brings the Newman matriarch back from the brink after all that corporate drama. He'll be working alongside Dr. Stephanie Simmons, the new chief of staff. They're going to have their work cut out for them because Nikki's symptoms are getting too strong for her to handle on her own. She's feeling weak, her vision is failing, and the time for ignoring it is over. So, what do you think is actually going to happen? Do you believe the clickbait that says she's leaving for good, or do you think this is a setup for a massive medical miracle that reunites Nikki and Victor forever? Personally, I'm leaning toward the miracle. I think the writers know they can't lose Nikki Newman because she is too iconic. She's the heart of the show. They're going to put her through the fire, make us all terrified for her life, and then bring her back stronger than ever just in time for her to receive her Hollywood star. It's the ultimate hero's journey for a soap legend. But I have to ask you, do you think Nikki is right to keep this from Victor, or is her pride putting her life and their marriage at an even greater risk? And if, heaven forbid, these rumors are true and she really is leaving, what does the young and the restless even look like without her? Can you imagine the ranch without Nikki? Or Victor without his darling? It feels impossible, like trying to watch the show without the air we breathe. The next few weeks are going to be absolutely pivotal. We've got this ticking clock on Nikki's health, Phyllis uncovering secrets, and the whole Newman family dynamic shifting. June 12th was the big day for the first warning signs, and June 22nd is when the real world-shaking diagnosis hit. It's going to be the ride of the summer, and I am predicting we are going to see some of the most powerful acting of Melody Thomas Scott's entire career. She's a survivor who has been fighting since 1979, and I don't think she's ready to stop just yet. June might be a dire month, but I have a feeling the Queen will be back on her throne before the leaves start to turn. What do you think the actual diagnosis is going to be? Do you think it's a brain tumor or something totally out of left field? And do you think Victor will find out the truth before the week is over? Or is Nikki going to keep this secret going all summer long? I am dying to hear your theories because this is the biggest mystery in soaps right now. Think about the way Nikki is handling this. She's pushing everyone away. She even gave her wedding rings back to Victor. When she answered the door and saw him there, he wanted to talk about her headaches. He saw her having an episode, and he was genuinely concerned. But instead of leaning on him, she lied. She said it was just stress. And then they started fighting about Matt Clark. It's so typical of them, isn't it? Even when she's facing a potential blindness diagnosis, they end up bickering about ranch politics. When Victor told her that her headaches were self-induced because of the stress she puts on herself, she just lost it. She told him to get out and handed him those rings. That is a huge statement. It's like she's saying, I'm done with the role of your wife if I can't be your equal. It's heartbreaking because we know why she's doing it. She's scared. She's terrified of him looking at her with pity. She remembers the time he left Ashley to come back to her when she was sick before, and she doesn't want a repeat of that guilt trip reconciliation. She wants him to love her for her, not out of obligation. But Victor isn't just going to sit back. You know he won't. He's already suspicious. He ran into Victoria and Claire downstairs and flat out asked them what they were hiding. He can feel the secret in the air. And honestly, thank goodness for Claire. In the episode on June 24th, she finally couldn't take the weight of the secret anymore. She spoke to Holden about it, trying to figure out where her loyalties should lie. And in the end, she went to the ranch and told her grandfather the truth. She told him about the brain mass and the risk of blindness. The look on Victor's face, he was devastated. This is a man who thinks he can control the world, but he's just found out his world might be going dark. This is going to push him to extremes. We're hearing that he's going to go to any length to save her, even if she fights him every step of the way. It's such a mess, isn't it? You have Nick struggling with his recovery, Sharon trying to support him, and then this bombshell dropping on the family. Nick even ran into his old dealer at Crimson Lights. He managed to say no, but with the news about his mom coming, is he going to be able to stay strong? It feels like the writers are pulling the rug out from under every single Newman right now. And Phyllis is just waiting in the wings with all this information she's gathering. If she gets her hands on the medical details before Victor has a chance to process it, she could cause so much damage. Or maybe she'll surprise us and actually be an ally for once? Probably not, but hey, it's Genoa City. Anything can happen. I'm really worried about the surgery Nikki is facing. Nate mentioned he's seen the MRIs and he agrees with the specialists. He can't operate himself anymore, but he's going to help find the best surgeon in the world. But surgery on the optic nerve? That is incredibly high risk. There's a real chance she could come out of it completely blind, at least temporarily. Can you imagine Nikki Newman trying to navigate life without her sight? She's such a visual person. The fashion, the ranch, the way she looks at Victor. Taking that away from her would be the ultimate test of her character. It's going to be a long, hot summer of drama. What do you think is going to be the medical miracle here? Do you think Nate will find a way to fix his hand and be the one to save her? That would be a massive redemption for him. Or do you think this is going to be a long-term storyline where Nikki has to learn to live with her new reality? Some fans are even wondering if this is all a setup for a crossover or some bigger mystery involving the doctors. Whatever it is, I'm buckled in. I hope you guys are too. If you're Team Nikki all the way, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll be down there responding to as many of you as I can. Let's keep this conversation going, because the Newman family drama is just getting started. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next breakdown of the June 22nd fallout. We're witnessing history here, whether it's a tragic farewell or a miraculous recovery. And this is the story everyone will be talking about for years to come. Stay tuned, stay restless, and I will see you in the next one. But wait, I've got one final twist that will leave your jaw on the floor. We're all so focused on the surgery, but what if the real danger isn't the tumor? Think about the timing. Aunt Jordan just finished terrorizing the family, and suddenly Nikki has a mystery mass? Here's the theory. What if this isn't a natural illness at all? What if Nikki was poisoned with a slow-acting agent during her kidnapping, and the only person who can cure her is a specialist with ties to the woman who tried to destroy her? Victor is out there searching for the best surgeon in the world, but he might be unknowingly inviting a Trojan horse right into Nikki's operating room. Imagine Victor finally getting his darling back, only to realize he's signed a contract with the devil to make it happen. Or better yet, what if Nikki wakes up from surgery and can see perfectly, but pretends to be blind just to spy on Victor's secret business deals? She's played the victim and lied about her health before to catch him in a lie. Could this medical nightmare be the ultimate cover for Nikki to finally take down the mustache once and for all?